All right, welcome to Making Music. I'm Gary Weinroth from Guitar Showcase, and with me today we've got Schon on lead guitar here. Welcome to the show. And John Varn on bass and keyboards, and both on this one. Now, this guitar that Miles is playing is pretty special. How do you like that?
I'm loving it, man.
Is this the first time you played that guitar?
Yeah.
That's it. That's kind of cool because Miles' dad, Neal Schon, gave that to Herbie Herbert. I've got a lot of pictures of your dad playing that guitar, and should have brought one today probably. We had one on our other show when we did the Herbie Herbert collection in the Cyclops Studios, but and it's kind of a good story because Herbie managed Journey for so long, and and he went to your dad one time. He says, you've never given me a guitar. And he says, well, here, and he gave him this guitar, and it's a cool guitar. And then when Herbie retired, we at Guitar Showcase got that for our collection. So you like it, huh?
Yeah, it's a great guitar.
Yeah, you're the first guy who's played that since your dad. That's cool. That's very cool, and it sounds good too. So tell me about your band, Diamond Rust. How'd you get started?
We just got started about a month ago, really, and I've been playing with John for about a year from former bands, and drummer Ryan, he couldn't make it today, but we've been playing together for about a year now, and it just clicked, so we kept going on it.
That's excellent. Well, how long have you guys been playing, period? I mean, how about you? When did you start playing guitar?
Probably about end of 7th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been at it a while.
Yeah.
Okay, and John, how long have you been playing keyboard and bass?
Keyboard about since freshman year of high school, but I played trumpet since about 5th grade or so.
Okay, so
I have a musical background.
Long musical background. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say, well, trumpet or sax or some other, violin or something that's not rock and roll like guitar, keyboard, or bass, but that's a good background.
Yep.
Anything is a good background in music, and that's cool. And I see a lot of that. I see a lot of people that start with something, like a band and orchestra type instrument, and when you get up to the age where the CDI factor cuts in, that's chicks dig it. Then they go for
CDI,
something like.
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's anybody
CDI
ever asks you why
factor.
you play guitar, now you know why. So what other bands have you guys been in? Well, John, what about you? What other bands have you been in?
Really, only formally a band called Soul Pie, which recently I left. But they're still playing together, but that's really the only serious rock band I've ever been in.
But they rock, basically?
Yeah, rock, Latin grooves kind of stuff.
Cool, okay, and how about you?
I played in that band with them for probably about 2 weeks, and then when I figured out it was a Santana cover band, I didn't want to be in it.
Didn't want to do that.
Thought it would be a bad idea.
Okay, so what kind of music, what does Diamond Rust do? What kind of stuff are you guys doing?
We're trying to be,
music that doesn't have quite a name yet, that you can't, the minute you hear it, you can't call it a certain genre.
Okay.
Because that's the best kind of music to me.
Keep it wide,
This tune that we opened with, is this one of your guys' tunes?
Yeah.
That's an original tune?
Yeah.
I like that. It's a great tune.
Thank
so
you.
that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, we have a video of you guys, a recent video. Now, where was that shot that we're going to take a look at here in a minute? Where was that video shot?
Video of us?
Yeah.
I have no clue, man.
I believe you.
This is the surprise, right?
I'm not sure which one this is, but let's take a look at the video that. Okay. Well, that was cool. How old were you then?
That wasn't even a year ago, man. Same age, 17.
Okay. All right. So that wasn't too long ago.
No.
Okay. So that is a recent video.
Pretty recent.
All right. You didn't know we had that, did you?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay. Now, who was that you were playing with?
That was my father.
That was with your dad?
Yeah.
And Journey.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll bet he's proud to have you on stage with him.
Yeah, he was having fun with it.
I'll bet he would. Now, who was that on drums?
That was, well, behind is Dean
Yeah, but
Casanova.
the little one. Looked like a little guy.
That's little Kane, man.
Is it?
Yeah, Jonathan Kane kid.
Cool.
Yeah, he's Weston's, I don't know how old he is, but he's got a twin sister too, and she's got vocal cords. It's a musical family.
Really?
Very musical family.
So it's in your blood, all of you guys.
I hope so, man.
Well, obviously it is. This is great. Okay, well, so you guys have got a gig coming up with Evolution, which is the Journey tribute band.
Yeah.
And this is a benefit for Cole's Kids, which is a children's hospital kind of a thing. Tell me about that a little bit and what. Oh, here they've got a little something up here. It's a Broadway Studios in San Francisco. Okay, that's Thursday, August 24th, and it's not too far from now. So, tell me about this. So, we're going to get everybody together, but your dad and Journey are not going to be there, or is he going to make a cameo?
Hopefully, I'll get him there.
Okay,
but,
so you're going to try.
I'm going to try, but he's on tour doing his own thing too. So.
Well, sure.
You can only do so much.
Man's got to make a living, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's part of the deal. Well, that's cool. So that's coming up here in August, and well, very soon. So hope a lot of people get up there to see that. Well, that's very cool. Well, we've got some other pictures that we can fly to that I think you're going to find interesting. Who's this little guy here? Is that one of your first guitars?
I think that is my first guitar.
That is?
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
you had more hair then. What's going on? Oh, no, maybe that's a ukulele. That's cool. That's totally cool.
I can't. You got to hold my grandparents.
Yeah, I did. Emerson did. Look at that.
Yeah, I was
you had the stance even back then. This was cool. I like it. That looks very good. And there's your Paul. Yeah.
Is that the same Paul?
No, man, that's my very first guitar.
Yeah,
first,
is it?
That's
Yeah,
an Epiphone right there. And
that's
then,
an Epiphone Les Paul. That's cool.
I had to quit racing to get the Paul I got now.
Uh-huh. And a Strat.
Yeah.
All right, so this is recent.
This is recent. This is our little garage,
That's
studio
your garage
that we
studio.
have. Yeah.
Cool. So that works good. And what's this?
This is in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I really like playing there, man.
So
The crowd loved it there, man.
Yeah, I'll bet. Tell me about Puerto Rico. That's an interesting gig.
I mean, the women are beautiful.
Absolutely.
The people love Journey there.
Yeah.
And
they love rock and roll too, huh? I mean, it's just all part of what. Were you there too, John?
I was not at that
You were not?
one. I was at the Rock and Blues by the lake,
Oh,
which was
okay.
in October.
Cool. So Puerto Rico. So how'd you get that gig?
I hadn't seen my dad for close to a year, and he told me and my sister to go out and see him, and it just came up that night. He's all, "Do you want to get on stage?" So he gave me his, one of his better Strats, and got up on stage with him. It was a lot of fun, man. People loved it there.
You sat in with your dad on that gig.
Yeah.
Oh, that is too cool. That must be fun. That's neat. Well, now you guys have got a CD that you're going to be recording and releasing here in the near future, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. I mean, and you're on that too, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, who wrote the tunes for this?
Mainly Miles.
Yeah.
Okay. So Miles, you're the songwriter.
Yeah.
And what kind of stuff are you doing? I mean, is it this new genre that you kind of can't put a name to yet? That's
I'm still in love with old school rock and roll, and we try to bring in a little bit of modern rock into it too, to keep the kids happy too.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's all around.
Yeah.
Music that anyone can listen to and appreciate is the
Okay.
best kind of music.
So it's good stuff. Okay, so how many cuts are going to be on this CD? Have you figured it out yet?
We got about 5 tight right now, so it's just going to be a demo. But
Okay.
I got a lot more that we just haven't worked out together yet.
Okay. Yeah, and you've got another member of you've got a vocalist and you've got a drummer, correct?
Well, vocalists, we've been going through a bunch of different vocalists.
So
and,
you were
different
interviewing.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there needs a
Yeah.
gig, hey,
Come check us out.
come check him out, is right. And then you've got a good drummer, though.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it here today, but what's his name?
Ryan Lucero.
Okay, and he's been playing with you guys for a little bit now?
Yeah, I've been playing with him probably about as long as I've been playing with John. And he's probably the best teacher in Nevada. You know, teaches
Cool.
pretty much all the kids in that town. So
Okay. So where do you guys live? Where are you living now?
I live in Nevada,
Okay.
Hamilton,
All right.
Air
and-
Force.
I live
John?
in San Anselmo.
Okay, so you had to travel, and one of the traffic was the pits.
Yeah.
It was today. It was bad getting here. So that's interesting. Okay, so where do you guys want to go from here? What do you want to do?
I just want to continue to make music that makes me happy. Keep everybody's got to be happy with the music, and to be making music and making any kind of money at all or any kind of leeway.
So you
into the
basically
future.
you love music, you guys? And-
Music is the biggest release in the world to me, and if you can share that with other people, that's a great accomplishment.
I agree. I've been doing it in one way or the other for 40 years or so. So, through Guitar Showcase, I sell the gear, but it's in the old days. I too did my stint on stage, but rock and roll too, by the way, not country. But no, that's excellent. So basically, music is your life. And I mean, it was your dad's life. It's yours now. How about your family? Did you come from a musical family?
Yeah, pretty much. My brother plays piano. My dad's an amazing genius piano player.
Really?
I'd be lucky to be half the musician he is when I'm his age.
So he's still doing it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And my mom has played all kinds of instruments too. My brother plays piano,
Really?
sax. So yeah, musical family all the way through.
That's great. And yours definitely is.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. Well, I mean, being Neal Schon's son, does that get you some gigs, or I mean, it seems to me that you've pretty much stood
Got
on your
a
own 2
sis
feet.
gig. That's definitely right.
The evolution thing,
Yeah.
that kind of helps every
Yeah,
now and then.
yeah,
but
once in a while.
Yeah, kind of
No,
helps.
it definitely helps the last name.
Yeah.
But I want to make a name for myself and
Sure.
kind of separate myself.
You want to keep it going on your own,
Yeah.
so and make it happen. And did your family have a band at all, John?
No, not really.
So they were just hired guns here and there, and
Here and there, music conservatories.
Oh, okay, so serious stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
So do either of you guys teach guitar, or have you ever?
I've been teaching for the last year.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where are you teaching? Up at a music store, or?
I've been teaching out of the house. I've also given a couple lessons out of Marin Music. It's, just a little music store.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot easier teaching out of the house because then you don't have to pay the store as well.
No, hey, wait a minute. But how about you? Do you teach at all?
I've given maybe a lesson here or there, but never really.
Really? It's interesting. We've got two or three guys that work for Guitar Showcase in our teaching studios. We call it Showcase Music Institute. And the way that got started was Bud Eastman, who started Guitar Player Magazine, is actually the guy who started Guitar Showcase. And he was big on lessons, and we've been doing it now for 40 years. But we actually have people that have been teaching at Guitar Showcase for over 30 years. Same guys, and they've made a good living at it. I mean, they gig too, like you guys do, and they have a band, and we hope to do some future shows with them too. But yeah, you basically the bottom line is you can make a living playing music,
Yep.
doing what you want to do, and that's kind of cool because we get a lot of guys in Silicon Valley here that are burned out with computers and the rat race and the corporate garbage, and they come back to music every time. Well, I think we have another video too that we can fly to. We have discussed Emerson got in touch with your grandpa,
Yeah.
and and it's kind of cool. So let's take a look at that if we have some time here before we run out of time.
That song that you played before.
Right.
That Christmas.
Okay. Now, how old were you then?
I have no clue, man. I've never seen that in my life.
You've never seen that video before? Well, you were about this high, so what do you think, 5, 4, 3?
Must have been.
Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, who was that with you?
That's my father.
That's
man.
your dad? Yeah. Okay. And your grandpa took that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he set that up for us. So you were playing even back then? I think that's neat. Now, you realize this will all be on a DVD for you, you know, so, I mean, this whole show, so this is going to be a kind of a nice family thing.
Right on.
Okay, we've got one more video that a vintage Schon video. Again, another one that we're going to fly to here and take a look at. This is kind of a story of your life. Let's see that one.
Isn't that a cool Stratocaster I got here? Man, it's a kid size, but it's a real one.
Yeah.
What's this? Alright, I'll teach you how to play.
Well, first we're gonna play, let's see if the thing is in tune. Let me tune the thing up. See, watch. Look at where the fingers are here. Right? Just these. This is your E string, Miley. That's your A string. Put your finger there. And you use your third finger. This finger and the third finger. Let me see if you can just do the fingers and I'll do the picking for you.
Okay, that was a guitar lesson, it looks like. Was that
Yeah.
your first lesson from your
Must have
dad?
been. Must have been.
Now, how old were you then? Do you remember that at all?
I think that was in LA. We were living in LA for a little bit, and
So, what do
he
you
gave
think?
me my first, real nice guitar, miniature Strat. And
Yeah, I saw that.
Still got that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, keep it forever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I will.
Definitely
Give it
a
to my
family
kid.
heirloom. I know your dad had a lot of guitars, and when he gave this one to Herbie, this was a kind of a B-list guitar. It wasn't the actual one. Now, another guitar that your dad played a lot was this Strat right back here. I don't know if we can get a shot of this. It's early 60s. I think it's a 65 or maybe it's a 62 Stratocaster. It looks like it's been drugged behind the pickup on the way to the gig, but that's actually a
That's
very
the look,
valuable
man.
guitar.
That's the look right there.
That's the stuff, and that people like Carlos Santana and your dad and lots of other people recorded at Cyclops on that guitar, and actually a couple other people played this one too. You know, this BC Rich, because it was a good guitar. It was one of the favorites that he had. Well, listen, it's been good. I want you guys to end with a song. It's been great talking to you guys. This is quite a tribute, and then next week we're going to do a show on Evolution, the tribute band for Journey, and we're going to get you guys together for that benefit concert, which would be great. So thanks for being on the show. Let's hear some more of this original music you guys have got.
Count us off. 1, 2, 3.